evening, students. We are moving on to next unit, unit number 4, which is communication and integration technologies. In this unit, we will learn about the 4 lessons. The lesson number 1, integrating existing application with SAP applications. In the lesson number 2, you will learn about the linking cross-system business processes. In the lesson number 3, we will discuss about working with web services on SAP NetWeaver application server. And in the lesson number 4, you will learn explaining service-oriented architectures. So starting with the first lesson, lesson number 1, integrating existing application with SAP application. That means we have many number of existing application which we can club with the SAP applications. So once you have developed the SAP applications that you can connect with the other existing application or integrate with the existing applications. So you can see in these diagrams there are number of technologies, interface technologies that can be used in SAP systems. So SAP systems have interfaces at different communication levels. Many interface technology are used by the many SAP systems. So there are, the first one is your ALE, which is called application link enabling. Second is your BAPI, that is called business application programming interface. Third one is your EDI, that is called electronic data interchange. Next is XML, which is called extensive markup language. Next is SOAP, that is called simple object access protocol, by which we can access the number of objects through the client and server mode. Next is SMTP, which is very simple, that is called simple mail transfer protocol, by which we can communicate. Next is HTTP, which is called hypertext transfer protocol, which is used to enable to get the content or information through the web pages. Next is our OLE, that is object linking and embedding. Apart from that, we have the number of communication technologies like RFC, that is called remote function call. And this RFC is on the base of CPIC, and CPIC is common program interface for communication. And both of these layers, communication technology layers, are built on these two base layers, that is called TCP/IP, that is called transmission control protocol or internet protocol, and second is LU 6.2, which is logical unit type 6.2. So all of these open interfaces or technologies can communicate through the SAP systems. So SAP system allow you to integrate with all of these technologies. So you no need to be worried about that, whether you are working on EDI, whether you are working on XML, whether you are working on BAPIs, SMTP and HTTP and all. So you can connect or integrate these interface technology with the SAP systems. Now come to the next topics, how RFC works, because RFC is the base for communication between these SAP system and interface technologies. So you can see that this is a diagram. In this diagram, you can see that RFC interface is responsible for connecting the two SAP systems as well as for connecting the SAP system with the external system, with non-SAP systems. So once you have write a program in ABAP, by issuing a particular function call, you can call the RFC, and RFC will be enable you to communicate with the SAP system or external systems. So remote function call interface is an interface which uses SAP interface protocol based on the CPIC and TCP/IP. Within RFC, you can also say that RFC is a remote procedure call, and you can call and execute predefined functions either in a remote systems, that is remote system, or within the same system. So this is a remote system and this is a within the same systems. You can also call the function in the non-SAP systems. So with the help of RFC, the communication between the SAP system and external system is very easy. Now come to the next topic, how the RFC works. You can see that remote function call in a detail. To access an RFC module, suppose this is an RFC module from an SAP system, you need not to be about the important exporting parameters. Suppose this is a client side, this is called calling system, and this is your server side, which is called called system. And there is a function, you can say that the function module at the server side, which is at the called system, and you can call that function module at the client side with the help of RFC interfaces. So two system must have some technical connection, and this is called technical connection is called RFC connection, or you can say that RFC destination. So it becomes RFC destination and it becomes RFC connection. So you can create an RFC destination with the name DEST. So this is destination in the calling system, and in ABAP, RFC can call a function module in another system if you key in the relevant code. Suppose the code is like call function, this is XY, this is destination of the server, and you are exporting the parameter. That means you are passing some values which will go through this calling system to the called system, and after processing on these parameters in this function, it will return something, and that will be get into the importing parameters. So these importing and exportings are the function used to pass on the parameters to the target function and also to receive the return parameters from the called system. So that is the functionality between the calling system and called system. Now come to the next topic, and this is called business object repository and business application programming interface. A business application programming interface is a standard programming interface in which there are predefined functions. So it enables you to access the data within SAP system through the predefined functions. So these BAPIs, you can say that these BAPIs are the methods. And you can see that this is a BOR, that is called business object repository, which is containing the number of objects that is represented as a BO, that is called business objects. So these business objects have some methods, and these methods are called BAPIs, and that is used to connect an SAP system to internet. So BAPIs, if you will see the uses of these BAPIs, so these BAPIs are used in several ways. They link the business process across the system boundaries, such as when using the ALE. They can connect an SAP system to the internet with the help of BAPI. They also help to connect the external programs. They integrate various solutions in the framework of the SAP Business Suite. So all of these are the uses of the BAPIs. So this was all about the unit number 4 and lesson number 1. So come to the next lesson, that is lesson number 2, linking cross-system business processes. In this lesson, we will discuss about the ALE. Generally, ALE, as you know, that is called application link enabling, and that is an interface technology which we can use. So let us discuss about the ALE in detail. So you can see that this is a distributed business processes, and application link enabling enable you to create and operate onto the distributed applications. So ALE basically enable the practical operation of a distributed integrated system landscape. So this ALE is connected with all of these distributed business processes. ALE link different system in business terms through the secure and consistent data transfer. So generally, if you will see in this slide, this is showing an example of how the data within SAP system is synchronized in the business process. So you can see that this is a plant maintenance, inventory management, internet sales, shipping and billing, local purchasing, PP. This is another component, business process. Accounting is there, central controlling is there, inventory is there, central purchasing, reference system for master data and tax data, sale, shipping and billing, purchasing of trading goods, inventory management, local controlling. So all of these processes within a company can be interconnected through the ALE technology. So ALE technology generally help us to club the number of operations which are being performed in the company, which are distributed among the company. So in this company, we have the 3 departments, and one department want to be connect to the another department for the accounting purpose. So you can use the ALE interface technology. Similarly, ALE can be help to connect this accounting with the sales department. So we have three departments. These three departments may be connected with the ALE interface technology, and ALE uses the format of XML generally, and it is the ALE technology is based on the RFC, that is remote function call, HTTP, HTTPS, and generally the ALE transfer the data from one component to the another component in the form of synchronous or asynchronous. So that is the use of the ALE in case of an organization which is connected the component or department with each others. So you can see that this is a process post identify the information to be transmitted. So this is one department, this is another department, and if you want to identify which information is to be transmitted, that you can do with the help of ALE. So sequence of data from the SAP CRM system which is to be passed to an ARP backend. Specify the format of the data to be transferred. So suppose this is a process. So ID document format we use generally, or you can also use the XML. So decide the technology for the transfer. By remote function call, we can transfer the data from one department to another. Decide the type of transfer. It may be asynchronous or synchronous. So asynchronous we can use every 60 seconds it may send. Decide the objective of the transfer, provision of the goods or services for the sales on the internet. For this purpose we use ALE, and the full form of ALE is application link enabling. So this was all about the unit number 4 and the lesson number 2.